One of the biggest mistakes that I see tourists doing in Vienna is not checking for closing times. And there are a lot of closing times, so let's talk about it. For example, supermarkets and other shops are closed on Sunday as well as on public holidays and during nighttime. And many shops and supermarkets close early on Saturdays. Also be aware of the opening and closing times of museums and other sites, since many of them have specific closing days. For example, the Museum of Art History is closed on Monday. And if you visit Schönbrunn, look out for the closing times of the park, since they close at night and you might get locked in. This actually happened to me once. Besides supermarkets, museums and parks, also look out for the opening times of restaurants, since some of them have specific closing days. But since there are so many good restaurants in Vienna, you will easily find an alternative. By the way, my personal favorite restaurants you can find in my Vienna food guide as well as in my Vienna travel guides. More information on that on gretewalz.com. Okay, let's talk about the next big mistake, and that is not to bring cash. Although most places do accept credit cards, there are still some restaurants, food stands or shops where you need to pay cash. Also, just to give you a heads up, if you need to use the public bathroom, take some coins with you, because most public bathrooms are not free and you need some coins to access them. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and also subscribe. Thank you. Next, let's talk about the biggest mistake that you can make when using the public transport in Vienna, and that is not validating your ticket. If you buy a single fare or a travel card that is valid for 1 or more days, you need to validate it at one of these automats. If you don't do that and you get caught by a ticket inspector, you will have to pay a hefty fine. Unfortunately, this happens quite frequently, so make sure that you avoid this mistake. More on that in my video on the public transport in Vienna. The next big mistake that I see people do all the time is to leave some essential things at home. And that is an umbrella, because it can rain at any time of the year in Vienna, and some very comfortable shoes, because you will walk a lot during sightseeing. Also, if you travel from the US, remember to bring an adapter with you for your electronics, since the power outlets are different in Austria. Details on which adapter to buy you can find on my website gretewalz.com, where I also provide a free packing list for Vienna, and I will link it below. The next big mistake that I see all the time is not to plan ahead. To make the most out of your time in Vienna, I definitely recommend to think about what you want to see and also book ticket in advance. Because some sites like Schönbrunn Palace can get very full and you might not even get a ticket for the same day. Also, if you want to enjoy some classical music, you might want to book your tickets in advance to get the best seats. More on how to visit Vienna's top attractions, as well as saving and restaurant tips, you can find in my Vienna travel guides on gretewalz.com. I will link it here and also below. Thank you and bye bye!